which is the trail right next to my house, where I frolic every day and I collect lots of stuff for my herbalism and baking. So let's get started. So the first stop on our herb walk on my trail is this common weed. This weed is a red clover, which grows everywhere in Colorado, and it has so many amazing medicinal properties. Red clover can be used for benefiting the respiratory system and the skin. So I think I will harvest some red clover flowers, and I'll use them to either make tinctures or make a flower essence. So the way I'm gonna harvest the red clover flower is, first, I need to make sure that I'm in an area that has an abundance of red clover, because I practice sustainably harvesting things. Okay, that's all I'm going to take from here, and I'll get some more at the next patch. I was so excited to find this flower blooming on my trail. This is an Indian paintbrush. It only grows in higher altitudes in Colorado. I just love the color of the Indian paintbrush. So how it gets its name is from a Native American legend where a child was looking for the perfect color to paint the sunset with watercolor. And they would use all different flowers to make their colors, but just could never get the sunset color right. So one day the child went up into the mountains and found the Indian paintbrush and crushed it up to make the perfect color paint. And ever since then, it's called the Indian paintbrush because it makes the most beautiful sunset paint color. So here in Colorado, we have so many spruce trees. Our state tree is the Colorado blue spruce. This is a silver spruce, not the blue spruce. However, it is very similar in properties. It has a really citrusy flavor. I like to use the needles to make tea, and it honestly tastes a little bit like orange juice to me, so I like to drink it in the morning. Today, I'm gonna harvest some spruce tips because I really like to bake with them. My perennial garden. So strawberries, you can tell because they have these 3 leaves. They have little white flowers, and the flowers then turn into really tiny, cute strawberry fruit. Right here, we have a lot of the leaves and not many flowers. I think they've already fruited and probably been eaten by bears. I don't usually take these strawberries because they're the food for the bears and the wildlife that live around here. However, I haven't had any yet this season, and I see a few red ones over here. They're really small, but I'm gonna harvest one and then give it a taste. So here I found a bundle of 3 tiny strawberries. These 2 are not ready yet, but I'm gonna pick this tiny red one. It's kind of pinkish, it's just the strawberry type that it is, and it's really teeny tiny. It's like between my fingers, so it's not the strawberry that you might see in the grocery stores, but it has all the sweetness, and I think it's even more delicious. So here I am standing with some wild roses, some of my favorite flowers that grow around here. They're so beautiful. They have 5 petals. They're unlike the ornamental roses that you might see in people's gardens, at their houses. Those ones are cultivated, and wild roses look quite different. Wild roses are medicinal and really delicious. They have a few different parts of them that you can use. Of course, you can dry and use the leaves for tea, as well as the petals. They're edible flowers, so you could eat them right now if you wanted to. Another part, they're also great throughout all the seasons. In the winter, the flowers won't be here, of course, but there's still leftover rose hips. Rose hips are kind of like the berries of the rose, and they have a really delicious fruit. So I like to eat the rose hips, and I also like to collect the rose petals for making teas, making tinctures, and making flower essences. So since we're in this patch with a lot of roses growing around with a lot of petals,